All right guys, and welcome to another week of HomeWOD. We've got some good workouts for you this week, so let's get into the brief for Monday. So warm-up's fairly simple. The only thing to say is the counterbalance squat is really just either holding a weight out in front of you to counterbalance your hips going back, or holding onto a door frame or a post of some variety that will help you stay in a more upright position. For the workout, we've got parts A, B, and C. The idea is to complete all three parts with minimal rest in between. For part A, we've got 5 rounds of 30 seconds of strict pull-ups, 1 minute rest. Now what we're looking for here is not necessarily max pull-ups in 30 seconds, although that's a good thing to aim for. What we're looking for is 30 seconds of technically consistent pull-ups across all 5 rounds. So aim for perfect pull-ups. Once your form starts to go and you're having to wiggle a load to get those pull-ups, either stop there or scale. So each pull-up should be technically perfect, and that's kind of what you're aiming for. If you don't have a pull-up bar, either use the method that we looked at a few weeks ago with the towel either jammed into a door or tied onto a banister, and do the row where your towel is there and you're pulling down, or swap out for the dumbbell pullover, which there's a video below the workout for. This is going to mean that you are working the same muscle groups, you are building proficiency in that pulling motion, building up the lats, especially with that dumbbell pullover. That will really help when you get back onto a pull-up bar. If you've got a pull-up bar and you're not quite there yet with the pull-ups, go for with a band if you've got one, or scale to negatives. Or you can place your tippy toes on a chair or bench to support you through pull-ups. Try and use as little support from that foot as possible, but enough that you're able to consistently pull well. You're not arching your back loads to get that pull done. You're pulling in a nice vertical frame all the way through. Once we move on to part B, we have 4 rounds for time, where you're going to do 10 handstand push-ups, rest 30 seconds, 10 straight push-ups, rest 30 seconds. So you've got some dictated 30-second rests in there, and then you have some work sandwiched in between. Now, for handstand push-ups, if you've got handstand push-ups, more power to you, keep cracking with those. If you want to work on strict, feel free. If you want to work on the kipping, good idea as well, if you've got some already good strict strength in that handstand push-up. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to look to scale that to either pike handstand push-ups, where we are placing our feet up on a box or bench or stairs, and then going through that same vertical press, but we're just our body's in a nice L shape, bent at the hip. Or we can go for down dog versions of the handstand push-up. Or what I was going to say really is in relation to the push-up, because obviously we've got push-ups after the rest, what I would look to do is go for a harder push-up and then an easier push-up, okay? Straight push-ups, if you've already got handstand push-ups, are going to be easier. So what you want to do is choose your 2 versions of a pressing movement that get you challenged but aren't making you stop considerably, okay? You know, those 10 handstand push-ups, I'm not expecting you to be able to do those unbroken. In the same way that if you decide that what you're going to do is you're going to go for straight push-ups in the first movement, and then you're going to go for assisted push-ups in the second movement. Maybe putting the band around the elbows like we've practiced before, or using an elevated surface for your push-up, or going from the knees. Basically just find yourself a hard push-up and then a slightly less hard push-up. And you're going to do those alternating with 30-second rest in between for 4 rounds for time. You can also consider reducing the number of reps if you're not able to complete those reps or those sets in 2 groups of reps, okay? I would say that you're probably looking to be able to get out, 5 and then 5, somewhere in that region, or 6 and 4. If you're not able to do that, just go for 2 of your max reps that you can do. That might be in a 4 and a 4, so you may aim for 8 reps on each one, but try and get close to that 10 by scaling the intensity of the movement. And finally, part C, we have 3 rounds for time, where we're going to do 10 overhead weighted sit-up, 20 butterfly sit-ups, 30-second left plank, 30-second right plank. Now, the overhead weighted sit-ups, this is really where we're not using an arm swing, okay? So that would be my first scale, is just keeping my arms in the air all the way through the sit-up. The second scale for that is going to be starting to add some weight, even just a PVC pipe in your hands and working your way up from there. It can be pretty challenging even with just light weights on this one. But ideally we want to get our dumbbell or some weight plates held overhead through those sit-ups. We've not dictated a weight for that, so just choose something that challenges you. Then for our butterfly sit-ups, that's exactly how we usually do our ab mat sit-ups, and the butterfly comes from the knees dropping out to the side. Then when we get into our planks, we are doing the side plank, so we just want to keep our hips nice and high, stacking the feet on top of each other as we've discussed before, and not letting the hips drop down towards the ground. You're going to do your weaker side, then your non-weak side. For most people, that's going to be left, then right. Check out the videos below this part of the workout if you want to see any further description on how to do each of those movements. And then once we're done with that, if today is your day, you can get on to this week's challenge. We have put the workout log for this week's challenge in on Monday. So whichever day you complete it, just go back to Monday, log it in there, all right? For the challenge this week, we have a short, sharp workout, okay? So you are gonna do as many reps as possible in 4 minutes. You're gonna start off taking the dumbbell from the floor to overhead in one fluid movement, as many reps as you can do in 60 seconds with your left arm, and then immediately into as many reps as you can do on your right arm, and then immediately into a clean and jerk. So taking the dumbbell from the ground up to the shoulder, and then from the shoulder to overhead. We are gonna do as many reps as we can in 60 seconds in the left arm, and then as many reps as we can do on our right arm in 60 seconds. And that is gonna be our 4-minute workout. It's a short, sharp one. You can fit it in whichever day feels the most appropriate. Make sure you're warm for it. I would consider doing it after the warm-up or at the end of a workout where you're already pretty warm, you're ready to go. Give yourself a bit of rest and then get straight into it, okay? It's gonna be a good little challenge. Note the weight that you use on this one, and let's see who can get the most reps in that time. I'm gonna grab myself a 3-kilo dumbbell and just blast everyone away. No, challenge yourself with it. Don't necessarily just go for a 3-kilo dumbbell. I don't think we've even got any left actually. So that's out of the picture. We are gonna give it a shot, the coaches, so we'll set some targets to beat. Give it a shot, guys. Looking forward to seeing your scores. And to finish up, we're gonna go for a cool down. We're gonna get into the leg wall stretch or couch stretch. We're gonna get into some lacrosse ball or foam rolling into the lats and the back, wherever you feel tight. And then we're gonna get into some cobra stretch to loosen off those abs after all that work. Hope you enjoy the workout, guys, and I will catch you again for the brief tomorrow.